Hey everyone. Well, husbandly duty calls, and when your wife says we need to buy something for our daughter's toys, I say, why buy it? Let's make it. That's what we're gonna do today. And I have got scraps of past projects that will work perfectly for her little container system that I'm gonna make. I'm gonna bring you along for the ride, show you how to make it. Even though it's just up here, I haven't even drawn anything out yet. I've got a few things that I've seen online that look pretty cool, and I'm just gonna try and go for it and make them. And you know, every little piece and scrap of wood that you can save, do it, because you never know when you're gonna need it. So this thing right here, it's got these little picture frame hangers, these little special picture frame hangers. This used to be like a wall decoration system. We had our TV in front of it. It had aluminum channels running through it, really architectural. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I will put a picture right there, if I can find one, because I don't have any pictures of the one that I did. It was in our second apartment in Houston. So anyway, I've got all this beautiful birch plywood left over, just sitting around. This has traveled to now 3 different homes, finally coming to rest here. And we are going to utilize these 1x3s, utilize the plywood, and we're going to make something cool for my baby girl's toys. So let's do this. Alright, so I've got 4 pieces of our plywood from our project from before. They're 16 inches by 48 inches each. I've determined that I'm only going to make this 3 feet high for her and about 1 foot deep, because what we're going to do, and let me show you here, let me grab these baskets, dollar store specials here, actually kind of nice. And what we're going to do is we're going to put these baskets on some angled shelves. Well, not exactly shelves. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. So, for demonstration purposes, I'm either going to use this 1-inch PVC line or the 1/2-inch PVC line that I have laying around from the previous owner. You know, that's important. You utilize what you have, right? I'm going to show you what else I'm going to utilize in a second here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put these at an angle. It's going to sit down in here, one here, and it's going to support it. Also, now let me take you over here. Come on with me. We have a collection of wood screws. They are from wood screws that I've saved over time, and they are not all the same. They are all a proper length for putting this together. And you got to use what you have, okay? I have a brad nailer up there, and I have some brads, but they are the wrong length, and I don't want to shoot them through there, have them stick out the other side, bend them down. That's kind of ghetto. So I'll glue and screw it. It'll be really nice. So what I'm going to do first here is I'm going to mark out the size that I want for the project, and then we'll cut it on our table saw. Now, I always talk to people about having the proper tools for the job within parameters. So my parameter right now is financial. You can see I don't have a large straight edge, but I utilize this large level. That isn't, well, it's mine now, but the previous homeowner left here, and it's a perfect straight edge for doing a job like this. So once I get my plywood sheets ripped down to the size that I want for the end supports, I'm going to take my 1x3 here that I had left over, and I'm going to cut it to the same length that the sheets are. So that's 1 foot. And we're going to make 6 of these. So we're going to have 3 tiers of shelves. Incidentally, this is one of my favorite tools ever. This is my DeWalt chop saw. It's not a radial arm saw, it's just a standard chop saw, but I've used this for so much. It is well worth the investment for the brand. I think they're an amazing brand, and I can't say enough about them. It's never let me down. I've used it a ton, and it just keeps on ticking. It's a quality piece of machinery, quality tool that I recommend everybody have. Alright everyone, I've got my 1x3 here. I've drawn a line vertically on the center, and then I've come in 1.5 inches on each side here. I think that's going to give a nice spacing for where the basket needs to sit, where our 2 PVC pipes need to be. And what we've got here is a Fastener bit. This is my Fastener bit set, and it's great for drilling a big hole fast. Usually using a drill press, but I don't have one. So we're going to use it just on our regular drill here. I'm going to drill a pilot hole first, just using a regular drill bit, and then that'll give the ability for this PVC pipe to sit in there, and we're going to glue and screw this to our exterior sides here, the legs. They act as the legs. And so let's get started. I will be building a nice woodworking bench in the near future. Hope you join me for that project. Right now I'm having to use the what the previous owner had here before then, but I am so thankful for this, because this was darn near impossible where I was living before. Okay, so we obviously decided on our 1-inch PVC pipe. Now, this is a project where we are taking and utilizing things that we already have around the homestead. If you don't have this, you might have something else. We decided to go with this because we have enough of it. We've got 4 lengths of the 1-inch here. This is the shortest one, so this is how long our the toy shelves are going to be. This one, I believe, is 31.5 inches long. So we're going to cut all of our other ones here 31.5 inches long. Okay, now that we've got our holes drilled in our cross member supports, we need to place them on our side leg here, side support, in the appropriate spot. Now that is going to depend on what size baskets you buy, right? So, like I said, I got these at the dollar store, Dollar General to be specific. And you want a basket with a lip on it, because that's going to also help to catch it from sliding down. These shouldn't slide down too much. They've got a nice basket weave on the outside, but get something with a lip on it, all right? So we want these placed in a good position on here so that, one, you can get them in and out, right? And they're going to sit perfectly on these cross supports here, okay? They're going to come in here and sit. And you're still going to be able to fit toys in them, fit books in them, fit clothes in them, whatever you want to do, and then rotate them and pull them out. Now I can even do that at this length that I put on here. I can do that with the big one. This is about 10 inches in depth, all right? So this one is going to sit in here nicely. It's not going to hit the one on the top, and I'll be able to rotate it and pull it out. So my measurements on those are, we're going to put the top one here 6 inches down from the top of the end board here, and this one 20 inches down. Our support on the bottom, we're going to put, for extra stability, right on the edge on the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue and screw these, and like I told you before, this is about making the best of what you have, right? So we have got a lot of different screws here that I've collected over time. All of them are the correct length. You obviously don't want any going through. This is a 3/8 inch sheet of plywood and a 1x piece, so it's a half. What I'm going to do is choose a drill bit. Each one of these has varying barrel sizes. They're all relatively the same. They're different types of screws, and so I'm going to choose a drill bit that's smaller than the barrel on the smallest or slimmest screw. Obviously, if you go out and purchase screws, then you don't have that problem. Use the appropriate drill bit. So here's a little pro tip. Put a piece of tape at the depth on your drill bit that you need to not go totally through your project. So see right here, I've measured down and put the tape at the stopping point. That'll prevent you from going and making unnecessary holes. Okay, I've ripped the remaining two boards to our 12-inch width. One I'm going to cut at the same length as our cross members because it's going to be our bottom shelf. The other one I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch longer because it's going to be, we're going to mount that on the back as a backstop for our bottom shelf. It's kind of a bottom bin. So we're going to cut one at 35 and a 1/2 inches, and one at 32 1/4. All right, those thin strips that we cut off our original boards, we're going to utilize those. We're not going to let anything go to waste here. We're going to cut them to our 32 1/4 inch length because we're going to use them as the front portion of the bin on the front and a support portion on the back side. So we're going to cut both of these at 32 1/4. Alright, hey everyone, we are back. It's a little cooler tonight, and we're going to assemble our toy rack here, our toy shelves, and it's pretty easy. What I'm going to use now is the brad nailer, which is going to help us fasten these sides the way that I want them. And you can see I've got it part the side and the back portion here together. And what I've used is one of these Jorgensen corner clamps. These things are incredibly useful and really helpful when you're trying to put things together precisely, and you can't really hold them or clamp them properly. These things are really cool and really helpful. Alright, I'm just going to drop this shelf right in here, and I've got one corner held with the corner clamp here. Just going to square up this corner. Looks good. Now this project is so simple, you can leave it like that. It's sturdy enough. I'm going to put another brace in the front here just to keep this from moving out. It needs a little more rigidity to it. So you've got a nice bottom shelf here. I'm going to just use some brad nails and secure that shelf down there. And you can see that our baskets fit really well on the shelves. They move around a little bit. You can have them overflowing. They're going to sit in there perfectly, not move around too much. You got plenty of storage here on the bottom. I'm going to continue. I am going to cover these up and make it look really nice. And I'm going to cut these a little thinner, and we're going to cover up these end pieces here. And like I said, give it that little bit extra bit of rigidity. I can also, if I want, maybe just put another piece here, and have a little bit deeper bin here for things, so they don't fall out. It's kind of what you want. This isn't a rigid, here's all the pieces project. This is, I had this scrap, these are the measurements of it, here's what you can do with it. I will leave the measurements of the project below in the description below, and you can modify it how you want. But this works really well, and you know, you saw me sanding a little bit earlier. I'm just going to ease these edges. I'm not going to really bring it down that far. These were sanded before from the previous project. I'm just going to ease the edges so there's no sharp edges. Up here at the top, you can round these edges a little bit more if you're afraid that, you know, maybe your kids might bang their face into it. I'm just going to use my sander and give it a nice smooth round corner, and it should be totally fine. Alright, well, here it is completed, and I don't know, let me know what you think. It was pretty easy to put together. Using scrap materials, I'm going to clean up the PVC pipe, and I'm going to you know, maybe give it a coat of paint, but I kind of like this gray stain finish that I had on it from the other project. Even though it isn't everywhere, I think I might still have some left over, but I think it's going to work perfectly and functional for my daughter. It's going to look good, so on and so forth. I'm not going to show you the finishing process. Y'all know how to do that. So give us a like on the video. It really helps us out. Share the video wherever you want. Come visit us on our Country Living Experience website. We've got a blog. We have a homestead tool store. All these awesome tools that we love to use, that we found worked really well, are on there. Well, almost all of them. All right. So this is a Harbor Freight brad nailer. That is not on there, specific to Harbor Freight. I can highly recommend this, to be quite honest. It's worked perfect. I've had this for, let's see, 3.5, 4 years. And yeah, it fails sometimes because the parts are, the tolerances are a little low, but you know what? I just clear the jam real quick and go on using it, and it keeps going. So no big deal. I think it was like 30 bucks. So you can't really pass it off. It's like 30 bucks or what's like a DeWalt, 100 maybe, somewhere around there. I'll take the 30. It works fine. But anyway, subscribe to our videos. We'd love to have you here on a permanent basis. Thank you, and we'll see you on the next video.
There's always something satisfying about making something for your family, especially your young daughter. And I love to craft things, so this was a fun build. Thank you for joining us. Go visit us at countrylivingexperience.com, read our blog, and check out our tool store. Also, click on video on the right-hand side of the screen to see our Back to Eden garden construction. Give us a like on the video, it helps a lot, and subscribe to our channel. We'd appreciate having you here on a permanent basis. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.